Time to wake up. It's Saturday morning. Find some milk and cereal. Grab a bowl and spoon. No, a bigger spoon. Head to the living room and take a seat on the floor while Joseph and Chris present to you Saturday Morning Cartoon!
Hello everybody, welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoon Boom! This is a show where we wake up with the Saturday morning sun, pops on the floor, baby on a cereal, and time for cartoons, both old and new. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris, recovering from spending time in Texas with Joseph, and my body will never be the same.
For so many reasons, but mainly because it's so hot over here.
Yeah, we'll go with that. That's the reason, and not my liver trying to heal itself.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of drinking and very little sleep, coincidentally. So,
but there was a lot of fun costumes that we saw, during our time out there through Halloween.
Yeah, like Baby Trump.
Baby Trump. We saw a dancing Baby Trump. He was the star of the show.
And after that long intro, this morning we watched Young Justice.
And this was suggested by two of our listeners, Circo Smith via Reddit and on Twitter at Mr. Warner 53. So thank you, Circo Smith and Mr. Warner. That is your real name. We appreciate it.
I like how you question Mr. Warner, but not Circo Smith. Like, that's absolutely his real name, Circo
That's
Smith.
That's definitely got to be his name, but I don't know about a Mr. Warner.
Mr. Warner, no way. Too coincidental.
No way. I don't trust it. I don't trust any of the Warners.
So the show Young Justice aired from 2010-2013 for the first two seasons, and actually it's going to be coming back. Well, I say that
I think there's a few episodes online already or trailers for it.
Yeah, I don't know like officially like what there is as far as season 3 is concerned, but it was renewed for a third season in November 2016, but it's not going to start airing according to Wikipedia until December 28, 2018. So later this year is when it's supposed to start, and I believe that's going to be on the DC Universe streaming network.
Everybody's going for their own streaming services now, which, I mean, is great for them, sucks for us, because that means we got to pay more money because we can't just get it on Hulu or Netflix anymore. Now we got to go everywhere else. So thanks for that.
Actually, what's funny is like I actually subscribed to the DC Universe network, at least my 7-day free trial, so that I could watch this and it's like best quality. And it's not bad. Like there's a bunch of cool stuff on there. Like I might actually consider keeping it. I'm still within my 7-day limit right now, but I'm thinking about it.
Are you gonna watch Titans?
Okay, if I do end up keeping the network, I will check it out.
You know what? Report back on how good the story might be, and then how bad the costumes and acting is probably gonna be.
Right. Okay, yeah. No, that's fair. So this was developed by Brandon Vietti and Greg Wiseman, produced by DC Entertainment and Warner Brothers Animation. So far, run for 2 seasons, 46 episodes, with the third season on the way, like we were talking about. The first 2 seasons aired on Cartoon Network, and like I said, third season's probably going to air on DC Universe streaming network. For short synopsis, and this is written by our good friend, Kenneth Chisholm, who we don't actually know, but we've said his name so many times. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Teenage superheroes strive to prove themselves as members of the Justice League.
Well, yeah,
that's pretty true.
That's true. You did good this time, Kenneth. Thank you.
Short and sweet. So who are some of the actors who played in this show?
Okay, there's a lot of them, so I'm just going to try to blaze through this as quick as we can so we can get to the good stuff. So the voice of Robin, for some reason, provided by Jesse McCartney. The voice of Miss Martian, provided by Danica McKellar. Superboy, Superman, and Zatara, voiced by Nolan North. Aqualad, voiced by Carrie Payton. Speedy, a.k.a. Red Arrow, voiced by Crispin Freeman. Speedy just seems like should have been the name for this next character. Kid Flash, voiced by Jason Spicek. Artemis, voiced by Stephanie Lamelin. Zatanna, voiced by Lacey Chabert. Batman, voiced by Bruce Greenwood. Martian Manhunter, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. Green Arrow, voiced by Alan Tudyk. Red Tornado, voiced by Jeff Bennett. The Flash, voiced by George Eads, Aquaman, voiced by Phil Lamar, Wonder Woman, voiced by Maggie Q, and Captain Marvel, voiced by both Chad Lowe and his well-known older brother, Rob Lowe.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading that.
That was a lot of names. My voice has now gone dry. You're going to have to carry on for the both of us.
So for fruit tasty marshmallows out of our big bowl of Young Justice cereal, one of the deciding factors on how the producers chose the main characters, Robin, Aqualad, Kid Flash, Superboy, Miss Martian, and Artemis, is that they wanted to have adults that the kids viewed as mentors or as parental figures. So it's essentially just like counterparts to all of the primary Justice League members.
Right. Okay, I guess that makes some sense.
Yeah, and then Aqualad or Calderam was created for this series because the original Aqualad was Garth something. And that's not who this one was. Yeah,
oh,
that was his name.
I'm glad they changed it.
Yeah, Jeff Johns and Ivan Reis liked the character so much that they subsequently adopted him for the DC comic books with dreadlocked hair and alter ego Jackson Hyde, debuting in Brightest Day #4 in DC Universe Rebirth #1 from 2016. He was reintroduced and revealed to be gay.
You know, he was kind of like the standout character of this show for me. Like I mean, I guess partly because he kind of becomes the leader, but he definitely felt the most well-rounded and just like he was a solid character in this show.
Yeah, he was a really good character. And that was, again, kind of an example of what they did with Batman animated series Harley Quinn, where she was created for the series and sprouted out because of that. This kind of happened with him, too. And I'm glad it did.
Yeah, me too. I really liked him.
So the last thing I have here is season 3 will be released in 2018 entitled Young Justice Outsiders and deal with metahuman illegal trade happening globally and throughout the galaxy. So it's going to go all over the place.
Yeah, it is.
The portion of it that we watched was just the first season, really. There are 2 seasons. And in the second season, what actually surprised me was in the first season, Robin is actually Dick Grayson. I didn't know that was him. I thought that it was going to be,
Tim?
I thought that it was going to be Tim Drake.
Yeah, I
in the
did
first
too.
season. But that's not the case. Tim Drake takes over though in the second season, and Robin does become Nightwing. Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing in that series.
I was kind of hoping we'd get to see a little bit of that, but all of our episodes fell into the first season. So that sucks. But hey, we can always watch more, right? If we feel like it, if we liked it enough to watch more.
We may have, and we'll get there. But what memories do you have of this show, if any?
I remember never seeing it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I had seen a few episodes, and actually every episode we watched for this I had already seen, but it was nice to have a refresher of them because I had forgotten a lot about it. And I think I may have watched the entire first season actually, but I didn't jump into the second one yet. I think I honestly just started watching it earlier this year because I was curious about it, and I think it was on either Netflix or Hulu at the time, which I'm not sure if it is anymore, but yeah, I just caught it because I found it and I was like, hey, I'm going to check it out. And it was really good, but I didn't want to say anything to you about it because I wanted it to be fresh when we actually did watch it for the show.
I see. You didn't want me to know.
No, I had to keep it from you.
I see how it is. Fine.
So let's go ahead. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into the episode of today's show. The very first episode, highest rated episode. Actually, no, that's not true at all. We didn't watch the highest rated episode in this one because since we had
how many lies are you telling?
Since we had it suggested by 2 different people, and they each chose an episode, we just did 2 random or listener chosen episodes, but luckily they happen to be really good episodes, so we still not bad. And the first episode we watched for today's show was Independence Day, season 1, episode 1, where 3 teenage sidekicks decide to investigate a fire at a genetics lab and discover a plot to create a clone of Superman.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Well, it starts off with the Justice League members and their sidekicks fighting ice villains. I don't even know like some of their names.
Well, there was Mr. Freeze,
of course,
and we saw was it Frost? Is that the girl?
Killer Frost, I think, was the girl.
Killer Frost. We saw Killer Frost, and then I think we saw Iceman from Marvel Comics. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's who I didn't.
Confused.
That's who I wasn't sure who it was. The second guy, and the last guy was obviously Captain Cold, and they even say who it is. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, the middle guy, I wasn't sure, or the second guy. That's who Green Arrow and Speedy were fighting. And I am not as familiar with the whole Green Arrow lore. So I guess it makes sense that I wouldn't know who that was. But something you notice right away, since it opens with Batman and Robin fighting Mr. Freeze, is this Robin laugh. Yeah, it happens kind of through, at least at first, throughout the first season. And it's this weird thing where whenever he is like off screen or something, or hiding somewhere or sneaking around, just does this little laugh.
It was so dumb.
Yeah, I didn't like it because I'm like, why is that Robin's thing now? Like, that's like his sound effect, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like, and it had that weird echo on it, and I was not a fan whatsoever.
Yeah, it was weird. But these sidekicks are are about to be inducted into the Justice League proper. Like they're finally going to be let into the Hall of Justice. Most of them are very excited about it, with the exception of Speedy.
Yeah, Speedy's like, he's got some kind of chip on his shoulder. I'm not sure what his deal is, but he's really like just very quick to get angry with the members of the Justice League and just has like this general disdain towards them for whatever reason. And like the others don't really share that, and he seems like he really struggles with their view on the Justice League being this great, amazing thing. It does kind of come out a little bit though that he knows more about the Justice League and than that the others do. One of those big things is that the Hall of Justice is not their actual headquarters. That the headquarters is actually the big thing floating in space, Watchtower or whatever. And the others didn't know. And it's kind of revealed when it is revealed, Robin and Aqualad and some of them are just kind of like, wait, like, why did they lie to us? Like, we're kind of junior members of this league. Why are they keeping secrets from us and stuff like that? So that was pretty interesting. And Speedy just straight up quit, like right there. He was just like, I'm out.
It had to be the drugs.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they had that issue with Speedy on...
Speedy did do a lot of drugs.
Was he on speed? Was it that like on point? I can't remember.
I don't know, but if it was, that's hilarious. I mean, speed in general isn't hilarious, but speed in that context, hilarious. Thank you.
Hilarious. We even get to see like the access to the Hall of Justice that they give these sidekicks is pretty much the same as the public at least gets to see. Like basically It's like, here you can sit in here and read some books and stuff. And that, like, I kind of get why someone would be upset over working that hard just to get that limited access. They don't even get to like go to the meeting with the rest of them, the rest of the Justice League, when they're called in. Yeah. But that's what leads them, the Justice League, out of this Hall of Justice to go and there are two things. First, Superman calls about this fire at the Cadmus lab. And then secondly, Zatanna calls about something else. Not Zatanna, Zatara. Right, Zatanna's father, Zatara. He needs help as well. And so it seems like a bigger deal at the time. So the Justice League chooses to go help Zatara. And then the Young Justice, I guess, I'm just going to call them that because I'm going to stop calling them sidekicks. They overhear about the Cadmus thing. And so they are basically like, let's just go do that. Like they said we couldn't go on this mission with them, but they didn't say we couldn't go and stop this or help this.
Right. So they save some people and then they kind of start making their way through like into this place. And they find that there's this big elevator going down and they're just like, this shouldn't be here. There's only supposed to be, so many levels to this place. Where's this going? And they take this elevator down using, I believe, some of Robin's hacking skills because, Robin. God, I hate Robin's voice. Just for the record, Robin sucks. His voice is terrible. Like, I mean, the character, cool. Jesse McCartney, I'm sorry, dude, but no, stop it. I don't like it. They get down to the basement and there's like all these monsters and like weird alien looking creatures and stuff under there that we find are called like xenomorphs. And there's all these different kinds of them. But one of the members of the Justice League is down there, Guardian. He's protecting this place and it comes kind of apparent that he might be mind controlled by some of these little creatures that are down there and the main two guys that seem to be kind of driving this thing.
it really packs a lot into just these 20 minutes or whatever it was. Like even after like they get down there, they discover this vault and they manage to get in it because basically someone had just come out. So Kid Flash kind of runs over, blocks it with something, and the others run in. What's in there, we get to see, as the description said, like a Superman clone. Just he's wearing a solar suit that's just emanating with solar power, which is what powers Superman, obviously. And he had been alive for only so many months or weeks or something. I can't remember. He was very fresh and they were still experimenting on him. And so they were like, we need to let this guy out. Like I don't know what's going on exactly, but we need to let him out. And that's what kind of starts this crazy fight that they have no way of winning, because it's essentially just all these sidekicks against someone at least as powerful as Superman.
Immediately they get taken out and then the episode's over. I mean, I can guess as to what happens in episode 2, but we didn't watch that. So, I mean, I just kind of figured that cooler heads prevailed and they're able to calm that dude down, because dang, Superboy, chill.
Well, I think what ends up actually happening is something along the lines of they are able to take out those genomes that are controlling him, because there's 3 genomes like that were above his cell, or that were above his the tube he was in, and they were controlling him. So I think that they finally like figure that out and then are able to either take them out or at least release his control from the genomes, the genomorphs. You know, they team up, everything's good after that. But that's not how the first episode ends. The first episode just ends on that cliffhanger of Superboy basically taking them out and
just wiping floor with everyone.
Yeah, bringing them to the doctor guy.
Yeah.
He's like, attaboy.
That's my boy.
So the second episode we watched for today's show was Failsafe, season 1, episode 16. And who chose this one?
Mr. Warner, if that is his real name, in fact. I still have my doubts.
Right. In this one, when the Justice League is defeated during an alien invasion, the team has to step up and fill their mentor's shoes. Man, this episode gets real dark real fast.
Dang, the whole Justice League just gets annihilated, like hardcore vaporized with a laser beam. Like you see them disintegrate, you see the skeletons disintegrate, like all of them. And this, what threw me off is like the Young Justice guys, and now they're the actual team of not just the ones that we saw more so in the last episode, which was Aqualad, Kid Flash, and Robin. But now there's Miss Martian, who is the niece of Martian Manhunter, and then we have Superboy, and then we also have Artemis, and I have no idea who Artemis is, but she's like a young Green Arrow teenager girl, as far as I know. Yeah, so we got the whole team, and like they don't flinch when the Justice League gets murdered. Like all of them die terribly, and they just don't flinch whatsoever. They're just like, whatever. We just need a plan on how to stop this stuff. And I did like this. I like how they immediately went to the aid of like the US military, trying to help them out and also let them know that they're still heroes even with the Justice League gone. At least the Justice League that people really know, you know, they'll always be there to protect them and stuff.
As you said, like they really seem unscathed by the entire thing, and we're just watching the Justice League members just one by one be disintegrated, and at least Kid Flash keeps the hope that they're not being disintegrated, they're just being teleported away because they're using the same kind of Zeta technology that they use to teleport around, you know, to the Watchtower and back. He's got that hope, and so at a certain point, everyone's just under the assumption that, okay, they're just being teleported to some imprisonment and we're trying to go rescue them. The mission is to go save them.
Yeah, and it's not really until like Wolf, I'm not sure who Wolf is, but I guess Wolf's buddies with Superboy and then Artemis are zapped by this thing that they start actually flipping out at that point. They actually end up finding Martian Manhunter still alive, and he's lost kind of his memory of what's been happening. In talking with them, is able to tell them like, no, like they're dead. Like that's it. They're not being teleported. They're dead.
Yeah, like he gets his senses back and is able to tell them that. But it's like, man, just especially when Artemis gets taken out,
one by one, they are killed. So Superboy gets killed, Aqualad gets killed. Pretty much most of the humans are dead. They go to this ship that's supposed to be like the main ship, and at the moment it's Kid Flash, it's Robin, and it's Miss Martian. They're pretty much the only ones left. Here it kind of becomes revealed that Robin knew the whole time everyone was dead. Like, he didn't have hope, but he kind of played on the hope that they were just being transported. And this was Martian Manhunter's with him. This is before he reveals that, they in fact are dead. Robin knew they were dead and used that hope to lure them there so they could destroy this thing and hopefully take out the other ships, which works. They destroy it, but I think Miss Martian and Martian Manhunter are the only survivors. I'm pretty sure Kid Flash and Robin died here too.
Yeah, they kind of explode with the ship.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. You'd think Kid Flash maybe run out of there, but nope, like they just die. This is where Martian Manhunter's just like, like another ship comes down. So like Miss Martian's like, oh God, we didn't stop it. And like, this is it. This is the end. And Martian Manhunter's like, yep, punches her through the chest and kills her. I was like, whoa. But of course, it's a dream. It's all a dream. It's the Justice League did some sort of stuff with the Young Justice team to basically do one of those Star Trek tests that like it's gonna fail no matter what. I can't remember the name of it. To see like how they would react, that they would do the right thing even when it's a hopeless cause. And like that, I was just like, like, I mean, of course that's what it was, but like, I was like, this episode is so impacting. And then every time something like that happens and it's revealed it's not real, I mean, even though you knew that was coming, it just kind of really lessens it for me. And I'm like, whatever. But something had gone wrong with the test, which was that, Martian Manhunter was the one kind of putting them in this coma and this like mental situation going through this stuff. But Miss Martian, his niece, is so powerful and way too powerful for him, even though things were going fine when the Justice League died. And that's why they weren't grieving, because they were supposed to know that they were in the simulation. Her mind reacted so powerfully, it messed everything up. And that's why things played out the way it did. Specifically
when Artemis died, that's when
they lost all.
They lost control, and she started actually putting the people who had died, the Young Justice members, into literal comas instead of them waking up after they died in this simulation, which is what was supposed to happen. So that's when it got out of control, and Martian Manhunter had to put himself in there to be like, hey, like, you need to get out. But because
like, stop.
Yeah, because of all the, the craziness and how powerful her mind was, it kind of like messed his up too on the way. So yeah, it closes out with him being like, like, we averted this crisis, but I'm still really concerned because she is way more powerful than I expected, and the strongest mind by far, strongest telepathic mind by far that I've ever encountered. And that's a really like ominous thought.
Yeah, and he's telling this to like Red Tornado and Batman. So Batman is immediately like, all right, cool. How do we kill her? Because that's just how he thinks.
He goes home to prepare to take out Miss Martian. I was going to call her Martian Miss Hunter. Miss Martian.
Martian Miss Hunter. I like that.
So the last one we watched for today's show was Misplaced, season 1, episode 19. And this was chosen by
Serco Smith. So thank you,
Serco Smith. The absolute real name, Serco Smith.
That's definitely his name, and I don't doubt it for 1 second.
Is it just a single word like Serco Smith?
Yes, it is. And that's a very common name, as far as I know.
Yeah, I've got a couple Serco Smiths in my family, I think. So in this one, when Earth 5's most powerful sorcerers make all the adults on the planet disappear, it's up to the team, Zatanna, and Billy Batson to stop them.
I like that we got Billy Batson included with this, because he's a character that I never read much about, but my interest in him has definitely peaked since seeing the trailer for the movie, Shazam movie. And so I've read a few of his comics and things like that, just kind of familiarizing myself a little. And so I was really interested when I saw him in this. I was like, oh, sweet. Like, I'm excited to see how they handle this.
I really like the way they did it, actually. I like that he was able to kind of, and we'll get there in a second, but I like that he was able to kind of go between both
the dimensions.
Yeah.
So to start this, like, there's some evil shit going down. There was like this, I don't know, emo schoolboy who's super creepy with like Wolverine haircut and a cat.
Clarion,
you know who that is. Hangs out with all these other creeper dudes, and they're standing around in this, like, you know, satanic symbol kind of thing, and just mumbling a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and that makes all the adults disappear in the world. And
well, the other creeper dudes are only the most powerful sorcerers in the DC universe.
Yeah,
you got
obviously.
Wotan, you've got Blackbriar Thorn, you've got Felix Faust, and you've got Wizard.
Yeah, all those guys I'm so familiar with.
Right.
Obviously.
Actually, I do know of Felix Faust, but that's really the only one.
Yeah, I don't know any of these guys, especially the emo kid. So they make all the adults disappear. I assume because that emo kid just, I hate adults. They don't never let me do what I want to do. You know, I just want to sit around and play video games and look at porn all day. And they just, mom and dad won't let me.
Probably.
Yeah, he hates his teachers. So, and one thing that's weird. So in this episode, this is only a few episodes after the last one we were just talking about. And this one, it looks like Kid Flash and Miss Martian are like an item, maybe. Just a few episodes ago, I think Kid Flash and Artemis were an item. And so I'm just very confused by the dating situation here. So if anyone can give me an update, who's dating who? Who's hooked up with who? Who's crushing?
I think in the first season, the kind of dating situation was Miss Martian and Superboy.
Oh,
and
geez.
then it was Artemis and Kid Flash, if I recall. But I think Kid Flash also is just a flirt and talks to all women that way.
Okay, now that I've got the dating thing down, that's all I had for this. I just wanted to know. No,
that's the most important part.
Yeah, so Billy Batson is in his kid form when this happens, and when he sees all the adults disappearing, he's afraid to turn into Captain Marvel or Shazam, however you want to refer to him, because he's afraid he'll disappear. Now, there's a couple of teenagers that still look like they're 40, but I guess they're teenagers, and Young Justice are trying to round up all the kids that they can to make sure that they're safe. They're setting up like a little safe zone and stuff. Zatanna comes and joins the group, which is cool because I really like Zatanna. She's a super cool character, and I didn't know she had a dad. I assumed she did, I guess, but I never thought about it. So it's cool seeing Zatanna and Zatara, her father, in this episode at a certain point. What's weird here is Billy is trying to get to the Justice League headquarters or something. This is weird to me. So he finds this girl, Amber, who he convinces to fly a plane, and they're flying, and she turns 18 as she's piloting this airplane and disappears.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? So this magic spell is like, was it checking IDs and crap? Like it's following people's birthdays down to the second. And I'm like, that's dumb.
I thought that was really cool. I thought it was funny, actually, just seeing her, like...
It's just really stupid.
It's like, oh, so you're going to turn 18 at midnight? And she's like, yep. Or no, she didn't even say anything. She just disappears. She's like, I guess so.
So Billy's like, well, I'm going to die. Might as well just disappear instead. It says Shazam turns into Captain Marvel, but then he sees Amber falling through the sky, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought she disappeared. Saves her. And it turns out that then we see all the events happen over again, but this time, instead of all the adults disappear, all the children disappear instead. And now I'm just so confused for a minute, not thinking the obvious that they had basically created two alternate realities. One reality, all the kids are gone. The other reality, all the adults are gone. And Billy, who can become Captain Marvel, can travel between both because he can be either a child or an adult. And that is an awesome idea. I love that. That was incredibly smart writing.
Yeah, I really like that they were able to include Billy Batson / Captain Marvel, but also make him such an integral part of the story in a really interesting way. Like I like what they did here, and it makes total sense as far as this weird kind of double universe thing goes. What I don't know, and maybe they said it and I just didn't hear it, is why they were doing this. Like, why'd they split these dimensions?
Dude, because adults are lame, all right? And adults are just tired of the kids. They need a break. So, I mean, it's a win-win for both sides.
So these dark sorcerers are actually doing everyone a favor, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they are. They're the good guys in this whole thing. They're the ones I would align myself with if I had a choice. So
I could subscribe to that.
Like, comment, and subscribe to that.
Yeah.
So Zatanna is kind of like, man, I miss my dad. Maybe if I put on this Dr. Fate mask, this will help things. And she takes it with them.
Oh, man. Okay, so hold on real quick before you go there. I just want to say, like, there's a previous episode where this Dr. Fate mask really comes into play in a huge way. So this is a big deal that this Dr. Fate mask is even being considered given the repercussions of what can happen. And we do see that played out later in the episode, but that's like a huge, like, you don't want to mess with Nabu, who is the spirit, I guess, within the Dr. Fate helmet. Yeah,
it was interesting because, like, she's looking at it and considering it, and I think it was it Robin or Aqualad? One of them talks her out of it and is just like, no, we're not there. Like, don't use it. It
was Kid Flash, I think, was considering doing it on
that's right,
on that side of things.
And then in the other universe, it's Zatara's looking at it, and Batman's like, nope, we're not at that point yet. That is like no other option. You know, we don't want to mess with that thing. So what's interesting is they find out where the source of everything is coming from. I think in a cornfield or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was on Roanoke Island.
Roanoke Island, you know.
Yeah, a cornfield, Roanoke Island, same thing.
Yeah, it's all the same. You know, where all those pilgrims disappeared. And I have a sneaking suspicion this emo schoolboy did that too, because they were lame and he I don't know, he drowned them all. Something like that.
So Clarion, just to, I guess, let everybody know, is he's basically chaos personified. He's a lord of chaos. It's kind of like, he's not like invincible, but he is so powerful, he'd be really hard to be actually stopped.
Oh, I see. He's Clarion the Witch Boy, according to Wikipedia, if that tells you anything. So both sides go to the same place. The adults go to that spot and find 4 adult magician people still chanting that stuff, and then the kids go
magician people.
Yeah, the kids go and they find Clarion still doing his little rants of doing things and thinking about how much he hates his teachers and the headmaster of a school, I guess. His creepy kid makes his cat all big, and this big fight breaks out between him and the Young Justice. On the other side, the 4 magic peoples are fighting the Justice League. Things are not going well for, Billy Batson's going back and forth. He's communicating with both sides, which is cool. So as Billy, he's talking to Young Justice, as Captain Marvel is talking to the Justice League, so they can coordinate their efforts back and forth. And Billy lets the Justice League know Zatanna took the Dr. Fate mask, and they're like, oh God, no. Just her dad's like, nah, no, don't do that. He gets back too late. She puts it on anyway and helps to defeat Clarion, who, I mean, doesn't really get defeated. He just escapes through a little portal thing because he's a rich looking kid and he can afford those things. God, I hate this kid so much.
Come to think of it, his name Clarion sounds more like some kind of acne medication.
It really does. Like, but you know, just consider the side effects. Like, you know, you're gonna grow gills if you use it. I mean, there's a chance. Ask your doctor.
Yeah. Ask your doctor if Clarion is right for you. So if all of this seemed like just a distraction, just a waste of everyone's time, then you'd be right, because it's exactly what it was. And we get to see at the end where it's these, I don't know exactly who it is that some of these people are. I know Riddler was a part of it.
Yeah, I know these guys. We got the Riddler. We've got Gorilla Grodd. We have Jason Voorhees, and we have French Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but French. And they have a
French
little
crane.
tentacle.
French Krang is his official name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so French Krang is just like he's talking to Clarion. Clarion's basically like, hey, you know, I distracted him. Were you able to get the thing? Did you get that thing I sent you? And they reveal that it's a part of a tentacle that I guess they retrieved from one of the Justice League's bases or something. But what it is, and I knew this right away, is a piece of Starro. And if you don't know who Starro is like a giant starfish who is able to essentially control the minds of really any being that he can get a hold of. So like he sends out almost like face huggers, like other little starfish to attach to people's faces and control their minds. So that's why it's a big deal that they have Starro and are trying to rejuvenate him, because that's a huge threat.
Okay. So French Krang and Jason and Clarion are reviving a starfish.
Yes, French Krang and Jason Voorhees are reviving a starfish for world domination.
Nothing I don't like about that sentence that you just said there. So it's all golden in my book.
That's going to be the plot of the next Friday the 13th.
I hope so.
Also.
I really hope so. So defeating all of them, the two realities come back into one. Zatara is able to make a bargain with Nabu. He is able to take the mask from Zatanna, put it on himself, but now he is screwed, and I assume is now Dr. Fate for life.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he comes out of it at some point, but I don't know when and or how, because the guy who was originally Dr. Fate, Kent, I can't remember the guy's name.
We'll just call him Kent.
Yeah, Kent something. He was basically, Nabu was like, you know, I'm done with this guy. Kent Nelson. He released him into the afterlife because Kent Nelson is what kept Nabu and the Dr. Fate helmet from controlling someone originally, because he was very against Nabu taking anyone else's mind over or taking anyone else's life over as he did to Kent originally. Nabu kind of pushed Kent into the afterlife, so now he's kind of a free agent and looking for a new host.
Got it. And Zatanna's all sad about it. So moral of the story, don't have daughters, because they will make you have to become a slave to an ancient Egyptian spirit man.
Never trust brains walking around, especially French ones.
Yeah. Or if they're in people's bodies.
Yeah, just don't trust brains.
Don't trust brains in general. Not even your own.
Well, Chris, looks like it's about time we send our inner kids to try out for the Justice League. Then, after they're rejected for having no particularly heroic or even useful skills, see what they thought of the show, Young Justice.
This was a cool cartoon because, like, all these teenagers get to be superheroes, and they keep saving the day, even when the grown-ups can't because they're too old. So when I grow up, I want to be a teenager too. So I gave this show 4 bowls of creepy emo schoolboy bite cereal out of 5.
Wow. Once again, DC impressed me with one of their animated series. This show is action-packed, had a great set of unique, likable characters, and even managed to make Aqualad cool. Honestly, I'd set this series right up there with both Batman and the Justice League animated series in terms of pure quality, and that's no small feat. Overall, I'd give Young Justice 5 big bowls of Don't Call Us Sidekick cereal out of 5, and I can't wait to catch season 3. After watching this show, I'm left wondering if I too am one of Martian Manhunter's relatives. Like, maybe I'm second cousin Joseph, but my telepathic abilities are even stronger than the strongest he's ever seen, so much so that I've even fooled myself and everyone else into thinking that I'm just a regular kid. It just feels right.
Yeah, DC and Marvel for that matter, you guys can quit with the trying to be clever about these alien names. Like it's like a J and then an apostrophe and then O-N. It's still John. His name's John Jones.
And her name is Megan. It's not McGann.
Yeah, it's just Megan. You know, quit trying the McGann thing. It's not as cool or as clever as you think.
But it's so fun to remove vowels and replace them with apostrophes.
I guess, but I don't know. Marvel's guilty of it too. Star-Lord's dad it's not the same dad as in the movie Guardians of the Galaxy 2. His dad's Jason. His name's Jason. Okay, so you guys, we're not falling for it. All right, so you can just leave it alone. And then Joseph, you can tell me if you have any closing comments for this cartoon.
Yeah, man, this cartoon, I see there were things you didn't like about it, like Robin, but I didn't mind Robin. I really enjoy the cartoon. I like the direction some of the episodes took, like especially the ones we watched with that whole like death scenario. Like that seems like crazy that they would even have an episode like that. Yeah, it turns out to be just a simulation, but still, like that was really cool the way they played it out. I also just really like the characters that they chose for this, especially Aqualad, who, again, they created for the show, but he turns out to be one of the strongest, which is awesome. So yeah, I'd say if you were a fan of the Batman animated series, and you were a fan of Justice League Unlimited, etc., that this one fits right up there in that wheelhouse, and I think you'll really enjoy it too.
Yeah, I was struggling a little bit at first because I just wasn't feeling as much heart from the show, which is something that I expect when dealing with the superhero genre. It's not all about action and fighting bad guys and stuff. It's about protecting and justice and sacrifice. And I wasn't really feeling much of that until towards the end of the second episode that we watched, which was awesome. But I seriously hate when the show pulls the "it's only a dream" garbage. It's just like a way of pretending to raise the stakes without actually raising the stakes. And it's just always disappointing in the end. But I will give them credit in that they did take some risks in the show. And the heart was definitely evident in that third episode we watched, especially with between Zatanna and Zatara, her father. It was so really hitting you in the feels. And I really liked it. And that episode really saved the show for me. Even with that said, I do feel like I've seen DC do better. Out of all the cartoons I've seen so far, I think this is the weaker one for me personally. But I mean, all of DC's animated shows and movies are pretty amazing. So this is still pretty high accolades.
Just to add on to the DC universe thing, not that I'm trying to push it or something, the streaming service, because obviously I'm not getting paid or anything for this, but they do have those animated movies yet. They do have those animated movies also that you were talking about. Like one that I'm going to watch soon that I have been wanting to watch is that Batman Ninja one. That's on there as well. So there's a bunch of that. There's a bunch of comics and pretty much anything else you would expect to be on a streaming service, plus a little bit more. So
awesome.
Pretty good.
Sponsored by DC streaming service. Not sponsored.
Right. This episode is not sponsored by DC streaming or DC Universe streaming service.
But DC, if you do want to get Young Justice up to a 5 from me, maybe throw a few shekels our way. Throw some of that speedy money. That'd be nice. Not going to use it for heroin.
That speed.
Yeah. And real quick before we go, I did want to point out a 5-star review on iTunes, which actually took place in August, but because Joseph and I are dumb, we just now saw it. And so 5 stars. This is very confusing to me, this rating. So the person is named I Hate This Ugh. That's the name, the username.
Wait, is that the review? Oh no, that's just their name.
That's their name. Yeah. The review just says, watch Teen Titans Go show. Try to watch as many episodes of the Teen Titans Go. You can find it on Hulu. And make sure to watch Tower Renovation in Season 5 and Thanksgiving in Season 4. We will watch Teen Titans Go. We will add that to our list. We have done the movie, which was fun. I definitely would like to. Yeah, I definitely want to watch the show, and this will serve as our way to watch it. We will definitely put it in there. So thank you so much for that 5-star review. As odd as it was, we do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Circo Smith. Absolutely your real name, and I have no doubts and can't be convinced otherwise. And also, thank you to Mr. Warner, who that's got to be a false alias.
It's fake.
Maybe your gamer tag or something.
Yeah,
fake name.
I don't trust it whatsoever.
Right.
And I never will.
No, but thank you guys for letting us watch this, or thank you guys for suggesting this to us, because it gave Chris a chance to finally watch it and me a chance to revisit it. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a milk surprise. Now we're dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And next week, we'll be watching
Beast Wars, suggested via Facebook by David Bond and YouTube by Cyrus Thel Helton.
Oh, finally, Beast Wars.
We have been waiting for this one for years, literal years. and we're
Oh, man.
both super excited.
This is going to be one of those ones where we're going to see how badly it's aged visually.
Oh, so
but I
bad.
bet the storyline's still going to be fun.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. In fact, we don't even have to review it now because you just did.
Yep. I'm just going to copy paste this directly into the review next episode, and you'll hear it again.
Looks terrible, but overall is awesome. There we go.
Yep. General consensus.
Yeah, so we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Well, once again, I'm Chris. No, I'm not.
Why are you
Once
Chris?
I don't know why I'm Chris. Once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris, not him.
And we'll see you next Saturday.
Presented by Nerdsloth.
A place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.